Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at KuCoin, kind of see what's going on there. I just want to draw your attention to Bitcoin for a moment before we peek over there, because there have been literally 4 red days today. Yes, we have a gravestone candlestick there. Hasn't closed yet, but it tried to come up and it's getting rejected down. So we got this downward pattern from Bitcoin that is reflected on CRO. So if you're concerned about why the price is going on in CRO, obviously there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt right now with Bitcoin, and CuCoin being a profitable coin for a lot of whales. They're selling this off first. So that basically just means we have a better buying opportunity, and the price action should be overall a much better price point, right? Because if we look at the key level support here, we can see right around 52.7 cents is the next major Fibonacci retracement level that should effectively hold as a support. Another thing to bring to your attention is the volume profile. The price is accumulating right now at the largest amount of volume where we're at right now. So in other words, between 52.7 and 55.8, we are seeing a strong amount of volume accumulation, and that is going to create that stable foundation to allow to us to build on. Now, of course, the price continues to progress lower than that. We lose 46,000 as a support on Bitcoin. None of this really matters. That's going to become a resistance level. But for the moment here for KuCoin, we got to understand that this is as positive as it can get. The price action, again, it's not wanting to go much lower than 55.7. So I feel like this is temporary right now. If we get any light at the end of the tunnel from Bitcoin, then KuCoin will respond positively. But we've already noted too previously that KuCoin is like a 1.5x to Bitcoin at this point. In other words, Bitcoin goes up by 1%, we'll see 1.5% by KuCoin, and we're seeing that digression, so to speak, right now. That downward momentum looking the same as Bitcoin, only it's a little bit more exaggerated, right? So just note that this isn't terrible shape. This isn't the end of the world. The sky isn't falling. You might want to consider dollar cost averaging. That might be a good consideration here. Okay, because once again, the price could come lower, but how much lower will it go? I know it won't go any lower than 48 cents. That's my all-time bottom, I would say. Anyways, just some friendly advice. Dollar cost average, as you should have been doing already. Don't take a long position to the upside. We have this open as a swing trade community right now, and I'm just recommending that consider adding to your position, because it will eventually recover. It's just a matter of time at this point. It's got good, strong fundamentals, and we're in good shape here overall in the big picture. Once again, that doesn't look great. I recognize that, but it's not as terrible as you might think. Once again, also bear in mind, if Bitcoin does drop below 46,000, that's another reason why dollar cost averaging is important, to ensure you have some money left available to buy the next dip if it were to occur. Okay, because you gotta try to understand, like, what is your long-term picture here? Are you trying to hold on to KuCoin for a long time? If so, then add to your position now, add to it tomorrow, and continue to do that. But if it's just a short-term day trade, I don't recommend that at this point in time. We don't have any confirmation for a short-term holding. If that makes sense. There's more long-term perspective here right now. Okay. All right, so looking at the 4-hour, we can see obviously this is that significant sell-off from Bitcoin here that's happening right now. In fact, we could probably just bypass that altogether, because we're going to see a lot of bearish divergence. We can see on the 4-hour RSI, we are closer to 30. So that usually implies it's a good buying opportunity based on the fact that it is considered to be extremely oversold. So again, not a bad place to consider adding to your position if you were to. Moving on to the 1-hour, we can see here on TD sequential, we are at a 9. So we're at a state of exhaustion here, kind of basically telling us it shouldn't go much lower. Now, not to say this is guaranteed, but the likelihood of it going any lower is fairly low, pending Bitcoin doesn't drop its bottom right now. If we look at Bitcoin, you can see that Bitcoin is only getting started, right? Whereas KuCoin's at this exhaustive state in the last 9 hours has been selling off pretty consistently, where Bitcoin is essentially trying to bounce back, if you will. Again, just some things to understand there. So the likelihood of KuCoin coming much lower is low, pending Bitcoin doesn't drop its bottom, right? We always have to understand that. That's just kind of the way of the world right now, at least the crypto world. And we need to respect that and understand that it's just a reality, a stark, cold, unfortunate reality that we have to be prepared for. Which is why dollar cost averaging, I'm going to have to reiterate this multiple times, is important in this scenario, because you don't put all your eggs in one basket in general. You should never do that. But you want to consider adding to your position. And now this is in an overextended state, but don't be mad or upset if the price continues to come down. That's why you set money aside for further reinvestments to dollar cost average if this is the coin you want to invest in, right? I'm still confident we're going to see $1, $2, $3 from KuCoin this year. So to me personally, 53 cents is a great value. So I think that's a good thing. We need to celebrate that. The sky isn't falling. Try not to worry too much. Again, Bitcoin loses its bottom, different scenario. We'll have to reevaluate and reassess. But for the moment, pending Bitcoin stays at 46,000 and completes its double bottom pattern, then we might be in a pretty good shape to go ahead and see KuCoin recover very soon. All right, so that's kind of all I have here for you today. Not much else to really note. I mean, everything is showing us that we have significant bearish divergence and that we don't want to try to buy the dip, which is exactly why dollar cost averaging is the only solution at this point, because you put everything into it right now, it goes lower, you're going to be upset. And that's never a good thing. But if you put just a little bit in at a time, you're just lowering your overall average. And it makes sense in the big picture to be able to kind of have a lowered price point. So when the price comes up above, you'll be profitable sooner, right? All you're doing is lowering your overall average price entry. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at there for Crow. We'll go ahead and cover this again soon, of course. But I'm venturing to guess here at this point that 52.7 should be the bottom for KuCoin, pending Bitcoin doesn't do something obnoxious and drop below 45,500, which has been tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 8 times in the last 2 weeks. Okay, just got to know where we're at here. Bitcoin is not looking pretty, but if we do complete this double bottom pattern, we could very well see an increase soon. All right, so I hope you found benefit here, of course. Thanks so much for your time. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.